What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Josh Reese back at it again with another video. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. So today we're going to be talking about something that I've actually done twice in my life, which is how to turn a job shadow into a job interview and eventually a job. So both of these times that I did it, they were with optometrists. I really wasn't expecting them to turn into jobs, but you know, if you play your cards right, you really can turn some of these experiences that you have just to learn or to really get some experience, make connections, right, network a little bit, and see if you like a profession. You can turn those into jobs if you like it enough and if they like you enough, really. So rule number one is you gotta reach out there and you shadow. So shadowing is actually a little weird. You're going to, you don't grow up seeing all these people that you know shadowing doctors or shadowing people. And so you kind of just have to make it up as you go. But basically all it is you just need to contact, in this case it's an optometrist, a doctor, and you can really job shadow in any profession. You just need to talk to the manager or the office manager or the person in charge of all the employees and ask if you can job shadow. And they'll know what you mean. If they don't, you can just be like, I just want to follow whatever profession. For this case, I just want to follow the optometrist around for a few hours this afternoon or for a few hours this morning, and really get a sense of what it's like to do what he does. And you, of course, have to sign an agreement, at least for an optometrist, that you, like a HIPAA agreement, that you're not going to release any information, the names stay confidential, stuff like that. And so after you do that, really, it's just shadowing. It can feel really awkward. A lot of times they'll have you dress up in formal attire, shirt and tie, and you might just kind of feel awkward just sitting there staring. But the best part about shadowing is if the doctor has any downtime, which usually he has a little bit of it, it's really just small talk with the doctor. It's you and him. So you get to, just chat and talk, and he likes to find out a little bit more about you. And if in this case of optometry, ask about where you want to go to optometry school, what you like. All right, when did you want to be an optometrist? What do you know? Kind of go over some stuff that you saw that you didn't understand. It's actually a fun experience. It's like it's like scribing for a doctor, but you're not paid, and you just kind of getting the experience of it. So it can be just a lot of fun to shadow in general. And I know optometry schools require some shadowing hours, so might as well just go out and shadow. But pick your places that you want to shadow carefully, because some of them could ruin your time. So make sure you do your research and see, okay, I know I don't like, ocular disease. It kind of freaks me out. So don't go and shadow an ocular disease specialist, right? Pick, the kind of stuff that you think would be interesting. And ultimately, I'd say pick stuff where you can see yourself in the future. Like you could see yourself working there, or you would like to work there. And those are the best places to shadow. For the first example, I was in a preview to optometry course at BYU, and it was just optometrists from the area just came and presented. And so this one optometrist from a city 15, 20 minutes away came in. He just presented on what he does, and he was in the Army, and that was pretty cool, but he just started his own private practice after he got back. And so I thought that was really interesting. I was interested in that, and he just seemed like a really cool guy. So I reached out to him, and I asked if I could shadow at his clinic. And of course the answer is always going to be yes, unless there's sometimes during COVID where you couldn't, but the answer is almost always yes for shadowing. A lot of doctors love it. They just love spreading the news about optometry and doing whatever they can to help future optometrists out there. So right? I came down to this doctor and shadowed, I think, just on 2 separate occasions. Just went down there just for the afternoon, shirt and tie, just kind of watched him. And we had a lot of things in common, and it was just kind of fun to be around him. I don't know, we had like the same music taste and stuff like that, just dumb stuff. But eventually, I was put on his list when he had a vacancy for an optician, and he was looking to fill that optician role. And he contacted me before he posted job opening. And so I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. Like, I didn't know like we had this good of a relationship, but really you're on the doctor's radar after you shadow. And so in this case, before they even posted job applications, stuff like that, he wanted to know if I was interested in applying. And so I applied, and I actually didn't get it this time. He had reached out to a few people that he knew before he just opened it to general, and someone else got it because they were willing to work full-time. I was a student working part-time, so naturally he didn't go with me. But a few months after that, there was another job opening, and he contacted me again, and because I had already interviewed and applied, I got the job right there on the spot. And so good to know I was his second option, right, for the first time. But that ultimately led me working there for about 6 months. I worked there over the summer as an optician, and eventually the drive became too much, and I got married, and we had to share a car, and I just eventually had to quit. Not that I didn't like it, but I had to quit, and he was able to hire other people, so it wasn't that bad. So that was my first experience. The next time, I had actually, while I was at the other job, I was shadowing optometrists that were specializing in vision therapy. And so it was really interesting. The first 2 times I shadowed this doctor, I just had no idea what was going on. I was like, this is so different from the other office that I'm working at. And like, it was just so interesting. And so I loved shadowing for this doctor. And I went up there a few times to shadow in the afternoons for just 2-3 hours at a time. And it was really, really cool. I never thought it would turn into a job though, but eventually I got, when I quit the other job, I wasn't working as an optician anymore or anything in the optometry field. I was just kind of doing another part-time job at the university. And somebody that I knew that worked at the clinic that I had shadowed at for vision therapy was saying, hey, we need to hire soon if you want to submit an application already. And so I was like, oh, absolutely, yeah. And so I submitted an application before they were even looking for someone. And they actually didn't even go through the whole hiring process. They just called me in for an interview. I think they might have interviewed a few other people, but it was like the other time where they reached out, or they knew before they needed to, hire, that I would be a candidate and wanted to work there. So it was really cool. I didn't have to go through this place usually does group interviews, so I didn't have to do the whole group interview because they already had a few people in mind, like myself. And I ended up getting the position, and loved it. I love working as a vision therapist. And well, I didn't get hired as a vision therapist. Actually, I got hired as a technician, just helping pre-test people before they see the doctor. But it turned into a vision therapy job later, as there was a vacancy there. And so really, I've gotten 3 different positions that I never thought I'd get that were really my dream jobs. I never thought I could, I didn't know there were enough optician openings out there that I could even work in college and get real on-the-job optometry experiences during college. And so I thought I'd have to shadow for all of that, but turns out you can get paid as you get that experience as well. And getting a job as an optician or a technician or a vision therapist. And so I guess my advice out there is go out there and shadow and make sure you get on good terms with everybody. Make sure they have your contact information. Make sure you know that while you think what they're doing is great and that you'd love to work there. And really that'll open the doors for you in the future that, maybe not every job will do this, but hopefully they have, the next time there's an opening, they have you in mind to fill it. And, it'll and be 100 times worth it when you get that job that you've always wanted right there. And so I guess that's how you can kind of turn job shadowing into a job. And I don't know, that's really something cool that I learned in my life, and hopefully it can be of use to you guys. See ya.